Imagine, it's late at night. Everyone has gone to bed, but you're too excited to sleep. You quietly unzip yourself from bed and glide silently down the hall. The reason you're awake is to steal one more look at this. This is what an astronaut sees from the cupola of the International Space Station. Earth full of brilliant blues and greens, glowing softly across the velvet black of space. I am an artist, and though I haven't been to space, I do make art about it. I'm inspired by nature on Earth and spend a lot of time thinking about the environments of other planets and moons. I want to feel the rusty regolith of Mars and crack the ice of Europa. What would it feel like to witness an alien landscape, or to witness my home landscape from a distance such as this? As an artist, I do more than imagine. In fact, I do quite a lot of research on space. As part of that research, I interviewed a space philosopher named Frank White, who has interviewed dozens of astronauts about what this experience is like. He's spoken with the first men on the moon, space shuttle crews, ISS researchers, and commercial spaceflight passengers. Most of these astronauts had one experience in common. Frank has named this experience the overview effect. The overview effect is when a person experiences a massive shift in perspective about the precious nature of planet Earth. It becomes clear that everything on Earth is interconnected and that man-made divisions are essentially meaningless. Viewing the Earth from orbit can awaken a deep appreciation for the entire planet and every being living here. Several astronauts reported an intensely emotional experience, sometimes leading to profound epiphanies. Many of them were motivated to make a difference upon their return to Earth through public speaking, art, charity, and philanthropy. Frank and I are in agreement that if more people can feel this deep connection to our planet, the more likely we can come together globally to make life better for everyone. Something that bothers me about this phenomenon is that the most common description of the experience is indescribable. NASA astronauts are amongst the best and brightest our country has to offer, all experts in science and engineering and flight. They trained for years for the opportunity to leave Earth. But to me, it feels like the most valuable part of the experience, sharing this profound, life-altering epiphany, is somewhat less of a priority on an institutional level. Sharing the overview effect feels like something I've been training for my entire life. 30 years ago, I declared that I would grow up to be an astronaut artist and that I would be the first person to paint the Earth from space. I had seen all the great photographs, like Earthrise, taken by Bill Anders. But even as a kid, I recognized the value of human expression through handmade art. I decided against flight school and STEM degrees, and instead spent every year of my life honing my sensitivity, my powers of observation, my emotional intelligence, and my ability to communicate visually and verbally. And I'm not alone. Artists of all kinds are trained to never be speechless in the face of awe. I applaud our space programs for slowly trickling art into space missions for more than 50 years. Art has been attached to spacecraft, such as the Voyager Golden Record, which is filled with sounds, music, photos, and scientific diagrams for any alien life who may intercept it beyond the solar system. Telling the story of Earth on a mixtape is one of the greatest art projects in history. It's not just the mission scientists who have a creative streak, though. Many of our astronauts are also artists and excel at their math and science work because of their creative strengths. NASA astronaut and artist Nicole Stott beat me to my goal of painting the Earth from space. I want to take Nicole's experience one step further. I think we should send artists to space. Rather than have professional astronauts squeeze in a little creative time on their mission, Why not train knowledgeable artists to be valuable crew members? One seat on a space flight could be given to a professional artist, not to be a tourist, but to complete a mission. Their mission would be to feel the overview effect for themselves and create works of art that would bring the overview effect back down to Earth for others to experience. The art itself would not have to be created inside the confines of the spacecraft, but viewing the Earth from a distance is a necessary step. The resulting artworks could empower the people of Earth to feel the overview effect and begin making changes to benefit everyone. Ideally, all people would get the chance to orbit Earth, but the resources aren't there yet. We need global consensus now to end war, genocide, and climate crisis. If our best artists can touch the hearts of millions, we can use their ability to communicate to support the work needed to build a better, more sustainable future for all. The idea of sending artists into space isn't as outrageous as you might think. A necessary practice in my field is called an artist residency. This is where an artist is invited to spend time in a different place, in a different studio, with different people. It's a chance to experiment, innovate, and collaborate to inspire new artworks and ways of thinking. This is part of what research looks like for artists. Compare this to the origin of the overview effect. Frank White told me that the idea came to him while he was looking out of an airplane window. When you fly, don't you feel a bit like a voyager seeing a wild new landscape below? This is exactly the frame of mind I'll be using on my next residencies. I'm researching an icy moon of Jupiter called Europa. And so next year, I'm visiting the Arctic to understand the behavior of ice. I'm closely following the progress of a NASA spacecraft called Europa Clipper, which is going to fly by this moon with a small army of instruments to study it. The hype around Europa is that there is a liquid water ocean underneath its icy surface, which could harbor the right conditions for life. I'm communicating with scientists on this mission and have been teaching myself planetary science to understand Europa and what Clipper might find there. As an artist, I want to take the inspiration I feel from studying Europa and Earth and create works of art that express the significance of what I learn. When I visit the Arctic, I will do so knowing that this planet is not mine to take for granted. And so I would love the job of sharing the overview effect from space with all of us here on Earth. While I hope to be a candidate to take up the overview mission, I want you to think of who you would nominate to go. I would love to hear what the late Gustav Holst would compose after a journey in orbit. Every time I hear a symphony orchestra perform the planets, I am moved to tears. In Holst's footsteps, Amanda Lee Falkenberg recently composed the Moon Symphony in collaboration with mission scientists and former astronauts. Imagine what she could do with the overview. Then there's my favorite writer, Samantha Harvey, author of the novel Orbital. Her research and beautiful writing made me feel weightless in my imagination and made my heart swell at the thought of bearing witness to Earth's surface. The fact that she won the Booker Prize for this work is a testament to how hungry we are to know our planet in this way. I want you to think of your favorite artists. Think of the playwright who always makes you laugh. Think of the painter who dazzles your senses. Think of the songwriter whose music feels like home. These are the people who can succeed at bringing the overview effect to us. The greatest obstacle in my plan is that we must wait for a space agency to agree to move forward. With NASA's budget cuts, this could be a long time, and humanity needs help right now. In my discussions with Frank, I found inspiration in a second idea, one that we can all use today without a ticket to space. You can become a teranaut. He defines a teranaut as someone who has achieved astronaut awareness without leaving the planet. This can be done by remembering that Earth is a planet in space. We're all in space right now. R. Buckminster Fuller had the idea of Spaceship Earth, in which our planet is one tiny vessel in the cosmos, and it is the only life support system we have. Every one of us is a crew member on this ship, and we each have a role to play in maintaining its complex systems. So let's take a moment to think of the crewmates who make your life better. Who made your breakfast today? Who cooked and prepared those ingredients? Who sold those ingredients in a store? Who shipped them there and from where? Who harvested them? Who watered them? Who tilled the soil? And who planted the seeds? What creature pollinated those plants? What water did it drink? From what cloud did it rain? Humans, animals, plants, and minerals have all supported your being here today. Now, what about you? What do your actions produce? Where does your waste go? When you speak, who do your words reach? When you listen, in what ways do you grow? No matter who you are, there's no role too small for a crew member of Spaceship Earth. If you can contemplate the interconnected nature of life on Earth, you can call yourself a teranaut. I think it's important to call ourselves teranauts because when we give an idea a name, we give it legitimacy and momentum. If you live like a teranaut, you can start to feel the overview effect right here on the surface. I'm proud to say that my mission as a teranaut is to be an overview artist and to replicate this experience for as many people as I can. You can choose your own mission, whether it be environmental, social, political, scientific, medical, or creative. So, my message is this. To our world space agencies, keep attaching art to your spacecraft, and please, bring more artists on your missions. To everyone here, don't wait for your ticket to launch. You can know the overview effect here. Join me in being a teranaut. Together, we can build a world where we don't just survive, but thrive. Your actions matter. Thank you.